Arkansas Times on Wednesday, May the 17th. Well, let's talk about Donald Trump some more. Let's talk about the utter silence from the members of the Arkansas congressional delegation about the continuing revelations about Trump's handling of the job of President of the United States. We talked yesterday about him releasing sensitive intelligence information to the Russians. He later admitted it himself. There was still more excitement to come. We learned yesterday that the president, in a meeting with James Comey, the FBI director, according to Comey, said, gee, how about not prosecuting Mike Flynn, letting this investigation go away about his dealings with the Russians. The president has sort of denied this by now, and Comey certainly kept notes, and he's been asked to testify before Congress, and we're certain to hear a lot more about this. But the interesting thing is there's very little argument against Trump coming from the Republican side of the aisle, and ultimately nothing's going to happen until that happens. They are seeking tapes if they exist and records if they exist. In the Senate, at least, the House is showing no appetite whatsoever for looking at Donald Trump. Trump gave a speech today at the Coast Guard graduation. Rather than depending a lot of time on the Coast Guard graduates and their futures, he talked about how terrible it was to be picked on by the media as he's been, and never has anybody been treated so badly as Donald Trump, said Trump. Pretty interesting. It wasn't long ago that there was a guy named Trump talking about that Kenyan Muslim usurper in the White House, a guy who was characterized viciously by all manner of evil cartoons in the course of his time there. Nothing like Donald Trump has had to endure, of course. He's playing the victim card, I think a Republican would have said in a similar situation some years ago. Back home in Little Rock, the city board decided to wait, good idea, on an ordinance to pretty well stop the feeding of homeless people in city parks. They modified the proposal a little bit. City Director Kathy Webb said, let's study this and look at it better. I still think the city's idea to try and move all feeding programs out to the day homeless shelter out near Granite Mountain is a bad idea. That's not where the homeless people are. They'd have to walk miles to get it. Of course, that's the idea. Can't put anybody in Dean Compuris's beloved Riverfront Park, which is what this is really all about. They also delayed at the city board last night consideration of a resolution asking the state to give control of the Little Rock School District back to voters in the city of Little Rock. Don't really know why the delay. Something about Mike Poore, the superintendent, wanting to speak before this resolution. I don't know what he would say. I would hope he would say, good idea, go for it, guys. There's just really not the level of support necessary for the school district that the city board hasn't been. One member of the city board yesterday was circulating email critical of Little Rock School District. That's Lance Hines. He doesn't live in the district, and he doesn't like the district very much. Difficult problems lie ahead for the school district. In fact, very difficult, perhaps, if Los Angeles is any guide. There was hotly contested school board elections in Los Angeles yesterday. We care because the Walton family spent at least $3 million, along with millions more spent by other billionaires, to elect some pro-charter school people to take over the Los Angeles school board. They were successful. The fear there is that they're going to take over the city tax base and the schools and fill them full of charter schools. Some do well, some don't. They don't have the same oversight as a centralized district. There's great fear that that's what they have in mind for Little Rock, and the record provides a lot of circumstantial evidence that that's so. Arkansas State University announced today that it has a new chancellor for its ASU main campus in Jonesboro. He's Kelly Damphouse. He's been a dean at the University of Oklahoma, has a little past experience as a prison guard too. That might be curiously useful in the college administration business. Just joking, of course, ASU. Interesting new candidate emerged in Northwest Arkansas, the 3rd District for Congress, a Republican primary opponent for Steve Womack, a man named Rob Ryers. He's an evangelical preacher and TV ad salesman. He's a different sort of Republican, an Eisenhower Republican, he says. He supports gay marriage and opening his church to all people, including gay people in Northwest Arkansas. Bob Ballinger said he's no Republican if he believes that. No, maybe, but he might be a Christian of the sort we could use more of. He says he doesn't blame people who don't have health care for their plight. He believes in helping them. That wouldn't go far in the Republican delegation in the Arkansas legislature today, that's for sure. Well, what else have we got? A Fayetteville man known as Weave, an internet hacker who's a white supremacist, apparently has been linked to a role in the distribution of information meant to defeat Emmanuel Macron's successful race for president of France, from Fayetteville to France. Who'd have thunk it? That's it for today. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow. Resist.